we look into the unique user experience challenges in agent systems, so agent UX is fundamentally different from traditional UX. Now, see, if we talk about traditional softwares, traditional systems, they are deterministic. Traditional softwares or the softwares, the systems which we are using for decades, they are deterministic in nature. Like for a particular input, we know that, okay, if this is the input, this will be the output. And traditional softwares, they have visible affordances, like the buttons, menus. We can click and perform some actions. And traditional softwares, they follow predictable paths. But for agent systems, things are very different because agent systems, they are probabilistic in nature. So agent systems, they are conversational, wherein rather than clicking buttons and getting the work done, we are giving it natural language inputs, getting a response, and then once again giving it input. So agent systems are conversational in nature and not like menus and buttons. Agent systems are probabilistic in nature. They operate under uncertainty. Agent systems, they take actions autonomously and they evolve over time. So agent systems, they accept open-ended input. Open-ended input means any natural language input it can accept. And it also generate open-ended output and it operate in ambiguous spaces. So agent systems, uncertainty is involved, and that's why the UX is challenging because traditional software, it's very deterministic. It follows a predictable path. Very easily we can design a user interface wherein, but like UI components we can give. I know that if I click on this button, this will happen, a flow I can make. But in agent systems, it will accept a open-ended input, it will generate an open-ended output, it will operate in an ambiguous space which is uncertain. So the user experience will be very different for agent systems, and the UX design will be very challenging. This that creates unique UX challenges. So what are the challenges? Open-ended interaction. So for agentic AI systems, one of the UX challenges is the open-ended interaction. So in agent systems, the user, they don't click predefined buttons. Rather, they will type the natural language. And since they're typing, it will introduce ambiguity. It will introduce misinterpretation. It will introduce expectation mismatch. And the user interface should guide without constraining. The user interface must guide the user toward successful prompts without locking them into a rigid menu. So in agentic AI systems, we cannot use rigid menu. Rather, we should give interfaces wherein user can type in the prompt. Now that prompt might be ambiguous. It might have some misinterpretations. It might have expectation mismatch. So the user experience must guide the user towards a successful prompts without locking them into a rigid menu. Now the next very important UX challenge for agentic system is the invisible capabilities. Invisible capabilities. So see, in traditional applications, menus, they show the functionality. With menus, we will get an idea that, okay, what all I can do with this particular software. But in agent systems, the things are very different. The capabilities are hidden usually, and we have to surface it intentionally. So the UX of agent system must communicate the capabilities proactively so that the user will get an idea that, okay, what all I can do with this agent system. So we can make use of a toolbox UI component or an I can help with sidebar that updates as the conversation evolves. This transforms the agent from a mysterious black box into a transparent utility. Managing autonomy. Next, very important UX challenge for agentic AI applications is the managing autonomy. So we know that agents, they are autonomous, they can act automatically, they can take decisions on their own, and they can execute workflows on their own. So agentic AI systems, they can act automatically without user intervention. They can plan, they can make decisions, they can execute the workflows. So here, in the driving seat, the agent is sitting, because in traditional software, the traditional software is operated by the user. So in the driving seat, user was there. And we are used to this. Like for decades, we are using traditional softwares where the user of the software was in the driving seat, the user of the software was operating it. But in agentic AI system, user is more of like a spectator, wherein all the operations, the driving is taken care by the agentic AI system itself. So that's why the user must feel in control, informed, and able to intervene. So this is a very important. So this is what is managing autonomy is. The end user, the user of the agentic AI system should be in a position to manage the autonomy, wherein he can jump in, he can intervene, he should feel in control, and he should be informed about all the things which is happening. So autonomy without transparency feels threatening. Autonomy without transparency feels threatening. So we should implement checkpoints where the agent pause to ask, I am about to book this $500 flight. Should I proceed? And with this checkpoints, with this human in the loop, it will establish trust, because the user will feel in control. He will feel informed. So high autonomy actions must be paired with high transparency locks. Next, very important UX challenge for agentic AI systems is handling uncertainty. We know that agentic AI systems, they are highly uncertain. So handling uncertainty is a very unique UX challenge when it comes to agentic AI systems. So agents are probabilistic. They sometimes guess, infer, and approximate. So the UX must express uncertainty very gracefully. See, traditional softwares, they are deterministic. They will rarely need to say that I am not sure. But agents, like agentic AI systems, since they are probabilistic, if the response they are not confident, like let us suppose an agentic AI system, it generated a response which it is not confident, then it should clearly communicate. So agents must handle uncertainty. If any response it is not that sure, it should clearly communicate. Agents, they must use hedging language. They must use hedging language. Like they should use phrases like I think or based on these three documents. And they should also give n best options. So if the agent is unsure, the UI should present three possible interpretations of the user's request and ask for clarification rather than guessing. So this is very important. So to handle uncertainty, agents can give n best options wherein it is asking for clarification, and it should use hedging language. I think based on these three documents, like that. So these are the unique UX challenges in agent systems.